So I welcome all the devotees here in Bhagavad Gita class. We're going to discuss from chapter number 3, text number 24 we have discussed earlier. So we're going to discuss 25 and 26 today. सक्तः कर्माण्य विद्वांसो यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षु लोक संग्रहम् सक्तः कर्माण्य विद्वांसो यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस तथा शक्तः चिकीर्षु लोक संग्रहम्। सक्तः कर्मण्य विद्वांसो भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षु लोक संग्रहम्। So, word meanings: Saktaha, being attached; Karmani, in prescribed duties; Avidvansaha, the ignorant; Yatha, as much as; Kurvanti, they do; Bharata, O descendant of Bharata; Kuryat, must do; Vidwan, the learned; Tatha, thus; Asaktaha, without attachment; Chikirshu, desiring to lead; Loka Sangraham, the people in general. Translation: as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path. We have discussed in 3.24, if the Lord does not do his activities, then he will be the cause of Varna Sankar population. And then when the Lord comes here, then also he shows by example what are the duties of a Kshatriya he is to do, because he took birth or he appeared in a Kshatriya family. So now in this shloka, the Lord is giving instruction to Arjuna how he should behave. Here very carefully, look at the Sanskrit again. Saktah karmani avidvanso yatha kurvanti bharata. O Bharata, O Arjuna, the way asakta, people who are attached to karmani, because they are avidwan, because they are not in knowledge of the soul, yatha kurvanti, just like those people who are attached to actions, fruitive actions, just like they act. Similarly, kuryad vidvans tatha asakta, similarly a person who is not attached to the fruitive results of those actions, one should act. Why? If I am not desiring fruitive results from the actions, why should I act? Chikirshu, Loka Sangraham. Lok Sangraha, you understand, the whole group. So to lead the common mass into the path of Nishkam Karma, you should behave like that. Is it okay? People may be working, not may be working, people are mostly working for fruitive results. They want some material results from their actions. Otherwise, they are not interested. A devotee may be very enthusiastically doing something, but for the pleasure of the Lord. Just like give an example, Jayanand Prabhu used to drive taxi. At that time, the temples were new, nobody was giving donations, so he had to drive taxi in the night and daytime serve in temple. I don't know when he was taking a rest or whatever. So he was working as a taxi driver. So all those people who are working as a taxi driver, they are working for themselves or their families max. But he was working for Krishna. Even I heard that Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj, he was a manager of a bank. So he had joined the temple, and I heard that he used to go back to to the bank to work so that money can come to the temple. So his always Gopal Krishna Maharaj, when he was in Grihastha Ashram, he was a manager of Coca-Cola company. So I don't know when he actually joined the temple. I don't know about that. But when he was not joining full time as a temple, he used to give 100% of his Lakshmi to Srila Prabhupada, out of which Prabhupada would give something back to him, by which he could maintain his family. So he was so detached. So this is very interesting that there may be many devotees who are working outside, and most of the devotees are working outside, but their goal is not just to feed their families, or rather they should not be, but they're actually working as householders or like that, but their goal is to preach Krishna consciousness and practice Krishna consciousness. So people also see how others who are householders, not exactly viraktas, but they are also maintaining a family and they are also maintaining Krishna conscious atmosphere. So by seeing them, a person learns. They may not see, they will not learn by seeing sadhus. They will say, "Arey, ye to sadhu hai." They have nothing to do. That's why they are doing bhakti. But when they see people around them doing bhakti, they become influenced. And we are seeing it practically on Zoom. I think I am the alone brahmachari in Saffron. Nobody else is not there. Why you are not in Saffron? It will take some time. It will take some time. So very few devotees are there. Actually, practically speaking, only one. So one person is in so-called renounced order. Everybody else is in home and students and like that. Is it not influencing others? Are you not working? You're working. You're also working. Other devotees are also doing some job kind of thing. So when people see that, oh, others who are doing job or studying, they're also doing bhakti, then they also become influenced. Oh, we should also do bhakti. Makes sense? It's not that everybody. This is very, very important for devotees to do. Very few people will be in the ashram, and very few people will be able to survive in the ashram also. Although it is the most easy ashram, is it not? But so many people drop out. So even the devotees who are staying in the samaj, in the society, if they behave in a very nice way, in the sense they take care of the material duties also nicely, and also show spiritual culture, other people will also learn from it. I'm telling it in practical terms because doing varnashram duties to the T is not possible. Though you are established in knowledge as a Parinishta Bhakta means who understand that I am a servant of Krishna, he does bhakti and takes shelter of bhakti. But he also does varnashram duties to whatever extent possible, not to the T. Not to the T means not to the last word, so that others are seeing an example. Just like give an example, our Govardhan Eco Village in Vada, I mean, they are doing many things. They do eco village and all those things. So people appreciate that part. They may not appreciate the bhakti part of the eco village, but they will appreciate, oh, it's a very nice cultural environment. They are doing protecting the environment, taking care of the animals and like that, and village development like that. So they will appreciate that, and slowly they will mix with the devotees, and they will become devotees also. A Parinishta Bhakta perform your duties according to the Vedas for the benefit of the people. That is the import of this verse. So asaktaha, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan is explaining that a person whose faith is in bhakti, he does bhakti and he knows that by bhakti I will be delivered. He is not having faith in the Vedic karmas, but he does it in an unattached way, so that those who need to do it, those who are attached to karma, they will follow his example. I give a simple example, very simple example you can understand. Like my Mamaji's father-in-law, Sasurji, he was a very good homeopathic doctor. So in the daytime, sorry, in the afternoon, that means around 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock, I don't know exactly that what time, but 2 or 3 hours, he will actually come to a, how to say, Dharmarth hospital, how do you say in English? Charitable hospital, his own hospital, and he will give homeopathic medicines for free. Very good. In the evening, he will charge Lakshmi because obviously he cannot run everything for free. In the evening, he will sit in his home and he will charge Lakshmi for his treatment. So that's a very good example or not? Many others, at least some doctors will see, and even I understand his son also is following the suit. His younger son is also a homeopathic doctor. So in the evening, he charges Lakshmi when he sits in his home, and in the daytime, he comes, then administers medicines free of cost. It's a very good thing, you know. Is this Sankirta, you understand? Narrow-mindedness is not encouraged in Vedic education. We must think about the welfare of others. We must do the welfare of others also. You see, when a grahastha is supposed to take care of the lizards or the rats and of the birds around, you know that is, he should consider them also as their children. कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं इस बात को? संकीर्णता का कोई स्थान नहीं है. Sannyasi and brahmachari, then definitely they should work for the society. For the welfare of the society, not work for the society, but for the overall welfare of the society by engaging them in Krishna consciousness. And everybody, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, everybody, there is no scope of Sankirta, that narrow-mindedness, thinking only about oneself and not helping others, not thinking about others. That's why the Varnashram society was very good. People find it wrong because it has been applied wrongly for exploitation of others, but it was not like that. Just as ignorant people perform actions with the desire for results, saktaha, those in knowledge should perform the same actions but without desire for results, asaktaha. The rest of the sentence is clear. It's very easy to understand. Purport. A person in Krishna consciousness and a person not in Krishna consciousness are differentiated by different desires. A person not in Krishna consciousness, what does he desire? Sense gratification, nothing else, no plan. And what does the devotee desires? Krishna's desire, Krishna's pleasure. A Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not conducive to development of Krishna consciousness. This is very important. It may look very simple, but for most devotees it's difficult to apply because senses want sense enjoyment and we are accustomed to that. But still when we execute Krishna consciousness, we should become more and more conscious that this activity of devotional service is for the pleasure of the Lord. It's not for my pleasure. It seems to be a very simple point, but devotees tend to take it lightly. Whatever service we are doing, it is for Lord's pleasure, not for our pleasure. And many times devotees say that I don't feel like chanting. But who cares about your feeling? If you love somebody, you want to do something which will please them, not what will please you. Then that is lust. Love means sacrifice. You do something for the pleasure of the beloved, is it not? Then only we can relish Krishna consciousness. And you see, Krishna tests us every day. Someday you will not be able to sleep properly, someday you will have health issues, someday. So some problem will always be there, is it not? This world is actually meant to give us some problem. But that's a test whether we can still do something or still do something which is meant to please Krishna. This is a very heavy statement. Don't take it lightly. Asat sang tyag e Vaishnavachar. Something which I really like to smell. I mean, this is flower from Srimati Radharani. I can smell very nicely. But something which I really like to smell, this is connected to Krishna, but if it is not connected to Krishna, am I ready to give up? That is very important. That is a sign of a true devotee. I tell you a real story which Giriraj Maharaj himself says. Giriraj Maharaj was serving as a brahmachari then, was serving in Bombay. And some people who were envious of the devotees, they sent some prostitutes to him, actually, to entice him, to seduce him. So he was telling his own, so I can also tell that. He says, saying, I was just thought that it was not that he was not agitated and other things did not happen to him. He's a man, at least was young brahmachari, but he said, if I behave wrongly, that won't show or express my love for Srila Prabhupada. Very simply he put it. So he could tolerate it. Because he loved Srila Prabhupada, he could tolerate doing something which will not please Srila Prabhupada. I was telling to a devotee yesterday, a student of mine, and I was explaining to him that we must remember that this attitude of pleasing superiors is the only way why we become advanced in Krishna consciousness. Which समझ रहे हैं? It's a very simple way. Yes, sir, Prabhupada, you understand. But हम कहें प्रभुपाद जी को प्रसन्न करने के लिए कर रहे हैं. Now, how do you know Prabhupada is becoming pleased? By those teachers who are in front of you. They are telling us how to chant, how to go wake up for Mangalarti. So if that humble service attitude is there, because we do not know really directly that Krishna is becoming pleased or not. Krishna is always smiling, whether you chant or you don't chant, is it not? Radha Shyam Sundar smiling. Chahe mala kiya ki nahi kiya. Hare Krishna. Krishna is always smiling. But the teachers will scold us, is it not? Why are you not doing like this? Why are you doing like this? And if we have this attitude of pleasing them, then naturally we are very much protected. I heard it directly from Radha Govind Maharaj that we please the Vaishnavas. If we have attitude of pleasing the devotees and we have a humble attitude, then our bhakti is protected by that. I don't know why I drifted in that direction, but I just wanted to say that which is not development of Krishna consciousness, and for what is not good for development of Krishna consciousness is learned very nicely from Updeshamrit. Actually, we should recite it every day. Atyahar prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha shadbir bhakti vinakshati. Atyahar means eating more than necessary or collecting things or funds which are not necessary. That is also very important, because the more you collect, then and every object will say, why don't you use me? You have not used me since long time. And the mind is absorbed in those things, maintaining those things, cleaning those things. This is very harmful for bhakti. Atyahar, prayas, trying very hard for material things. Now, don't take it personally. But I was just hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture. If we die today, whatever we have lost, whatever we have gained material is all lost or not? And suppose even if we don't die today, still we are dying, is it not? Anyhow, we're going to get old and then everything we'll forget. And it was not very long back. My body's age is 39 years old. It is not a very long time. I have been given this example so many times. 45 years back, was in some body, definitely. I don't remember anything of that, is it not? So I keep on repeating it again and again because actually that's a fact. Whatever we have, whatever situation we are in this material world for which we are proud of or for which we aspire for is like a flash. And the more we chant very nicely, the more we can realize or appreciate our own eternal nature. I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. The more you can appreciate your eternal nature, the more you become indifferent to these material achievements. Why will you get proud? If we realize ourselves, we simply realize, oh, Krishna is so great, I'm Krishna's servant. I must simply engage in pleasing Krishna. The more we realize our eternal nature, the more we will become fixed in doing something which will please Krishna. And not in gratifying my sensory sensory perceptions or mind, the desires of my mind, which kind of it concocts so many ideas, is it not? People want to enjoy women, people want to enjoy money, wealth, followers. Just see all those people who have beautiful wives. Are they happy? Or maybe they have so many, maybe more girlfriends. They commit suicide, is it not? Many people commit suicide. So each and every point, because all these ideas Maya keeps on giving. Why don't you have a beautiful wife or girlfriend, all things like that, or have more money, or have have followers. People who have followers, they are miserable. These followers are following them all the time. They can't even take rest. Am I not saying? I think I'm saying correct. Is it not? Film stars and all these people, they become, pressurized by these people. So nothing of these things actually touch the soul. Samajh raha na meri baat? So with proper intelligence, one should only work so that he can expand more and more in Krishna consciousness. I read something very wonderful in Chaitanya Charitamrita yesterday, but I do want to say, but let's see how much time we have then. It's very nice. See, you feel like discussing Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. So nice. Let me tell it before I forget. It's a very nice pastime of Govind. So Mahaprabhu danced very long, very nicely he danced, and he was tired. So normally he will dance and then he will come back and Govind will massage his feet, whole legs and then his back and all of everything. And then he will go and take prasadam. So on that day, Mahaprabhu, just to test him, so Mahaprabhu lay down at the door crosswise so that nobody can come inside. So now Govind was supposed to massage his feet, and he says that, should I show hold on, I definitely want to chant the Bengali. It's so sweet. I cannot just, it is the best. Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is very nice. Very, very nice. Chant Chaitanya Charitamrita. I wanted to discuss it today. 11.
We'll take one shloka on Chaitanya.
Antalila. Yes. Why I'm saying how a devotee is so much eager to serve the Lord. सर्वकाल आचे सुदृढ़ नियमा प्रभु यदि प्रसाद पाया करे न शयन गोविंद आसिया करे पाद संवाहना तबे जाई प्रभुर शेष करे न भोजन. I can share the screen. That's easy. Hold on. Don't worry, my dear devotees. I'll show you the shloka. Now you can see it.
Yes.
Make it little bigger. Zoom it. Yes. Now you can see it.
Yes.
Sarva kale ache a sudrida niyam. Lord will come, he'll dance and he'll come back. And then Prabhu yadi prasad paya kare na shayan. After taking prasadam, the Lord will take rest. Govinda asiya kare pada sambahan. Then Govind will come and he will do pad sambahan. He will massage his feet. Tabe jaye Prabhur shesha kare na bhojan. Then he will go back and he will take the remnants of Lord's prasad. Shesh kare na bhojan. सब द्वार जुड़ी प्रभु करी आछेन शयन भीतरे जाइते नारे गोविंद करे निवेदन. सब द्वारे जुड़ी means occupied, so he occupied the whole space of the door and he was sleeping purposefully. The Lord is doing it purposefully, so Govind cannot go inside. And then Govind requests. I am just talking on the point that how a devotee is very eager to not do anything against his bhakti and do anything which will serve the Lord. Just hear this. Very good. Krishna fulfills the desire. In the purport it came, so I can discuss. Eka pasha hao more deha bhitar jaite prabhu kahe shakti nahi anga chalaite. So he says that Govind says, Eka pasha ho, you please turn on one side so that I can go inside and serve you. Prabhu kahe Shakti nahi ame anga chalaite. I cannot move my body at all. बार बार गोविंद कहे एकाधिक हईते प्रभु कहे अंग आमी नारी चलाइते. So again and again Govind was saying, please give me some side, give me one side I can enter and serve you. Prabhu कहना ना अंग आमी nahi chalaite. I cannot move my body at all. Is it so sweet? Is it not the best Bengali sweet? गोविंद कहे करिते चाही पाद संवाहना प्रभु कहे कारवा ना कर जेई लए तो मार मन. Govind said, I want to massage your feet. And Lord says, you want to do or you may not do. This is up to your mind. Whatever you want to do, you may do. See how Lord is testing him. तबे गोविंद बहिर्वास तानरा ऊपर दिया भीतर घर गेला महाप्रभु रे लांघिया. Very amazing. Then Govinda, because he was very eager to serve the Lord, give pleasure to Mahaprabhu, bahirvas, that external cloth. Many times I referred sannyasis external cloth. Maybe I should show these devotees are completely ignorant. एक मिनट. वृंदावन चंद महाराज. Let me see any sannyasi and then I'll show what is the meaning of bahirvas. Oh, images. Yes. So now you can see. Hold on. I'll share new share. Here is it. Yes. Can you see Maharaj's photo here? So you see this is Maharaj is putting something like a napkin or something like something. That is called bahirvas. Okay, now my ignorant devotees have understood. Okay. This is called bahirvas of a sannyasi. So what he did, stop, new share. So what he did that, he put this cloth on Mahaprabhu, Tanra upari diya. He put the cloth of Mahaprabhu's bahirvas on the body of Mahaprabhu and bhitare gela, he entered inside Mahaprabhu langiya. He actually stepped over, crossed over Mahaprabhu. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And that's, you may say, it is completely against bhakti. Hear it. Pada samvahan kaila kati prishtha chapila. Kati prishtha chapila madhura mardane prabhur parishrama gela. So pada samvahan kaila. He massaged the feet of the Lord. Kati means the English batao, waist, and prishtha means the back. Chapila means he massaged the neck, the waist and the back of Lord. Madhura mardane, very sweetly, very nicely he massaged the Lord, and by that Prabhur parishrama gela, his tiredness, the Lord's tiredness went away. Sukhe nidra haila Prabhur Govinda chape anga danda dui bhai Prabhur haila nidra bhanga. Sukhe nidra haila Prabhu. That means Mahaprabhu had a very nice rest. Govinda chape anga. Govinda was massaging his various body parts. Danda dui. Danda means after about 45 minutes, what's that? 45 minutes, that means Mahaprabhu's sleep got disrupted and he woke up. And then he asked, गोविंदे देखिया प्रभु बोले क्रुद्ध हैया आजी के न एते क्षण आची सुबसिया. Seeing Govinda there, he said, Mahaprabhu said with some external anger. He is purposely doing this, but externally he is showing anger. Aji ke na eta shana achi swasiya. Why are you staying here since so long? Why are you staying here so long? He knows what has happened. You know, Lord's sleep is not a mode of ignorance. He knows what is happening outside. So, very sweet, is it not? Mora nidra haila kene nagela pras. Mora nidra haila kene nagela prasad khaite. Govind kahe dware shuila yaite nahi pathe. Jaite nahi pathe. So when Mora Nidra Haila, when I was sleeping, Kena Nagela Prasad Khaite, why did you not go to eat Prasad? Govinda Kahe Dware Swaila, we were sleeping on the door, Jaite Nahi Pathe. I could not go on my path to take Prasadam. Prabhu Kahe Bhitare Tabe Aila Ke Mane, Taiche Ke Ne Prasad Haite Laite Nakaile Gamane. Prabhu said, how did you come inside then? The similar way, you could have gone outside to take prasad. Is it not sweet? I tell you, very sweet. Govinda kahe mane. Here very carefully. Govinda did not speak anything to the Lord. He spoke only inside. And the Lord knows what he's thinking. Govinda kahe mane. Amar seva saniyama aparadha hauka kiba narake gaman. Beautiful point. Govind says, Amar seva sanim, whatever is my rule, whatever service I have to perform, aparad hauka kiba narakikam. Even if there is some offenses in or any amount of offenses which happen in the course of my service, even I have to go to hell, I don't consider anything. But then, seva lagi koti aparad nahi gani, swanimit aparadha bhase bhaya mani. That for my service I can do billions and millions of offenses. That's why I sometimes say, at least do Namaparad, at least chant something, even if you think you are offensive or whatever. Chant Harinam. Swanimitte, for my own sake, aparadha bhase bhaya mani, even a reflection, a semblance of offense, I don't want to commit. This is how amazing. Eta sab mane kari govinda rahila, prabhu ye puchila tar uttar na dila. All those things Govinda thought in his mind. When the Lord asked, he did not say. So if he would have said that, still he would not have been glorious. Because he would have showed how exalted devotee I am. But he's just kept quiet, and this is how he thought in his mind. Now my question is, I don't know how Kaviraj Goswami came to know about this. I don't know. Some way, I don't know. Raghunath Das Goswami came to know something. Mahaprabhu told, Mahaprabhu's Antaryami, I don't know. But it's a very, very beautiful point. Why I'm saying this, a devotee is very eager to do anything which is connected, which will advance him Krishna consciousness or for the pleasure of the Lord, but he won't do anything for his sense gratification. Beautiful thing which you learn from Govinda. And you must remember, Govinda is the god brother of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's a disciple of Ishwar Puripad, but Ishwar Puripad told him, you go and serve Mahaprabhu. So that's why accepting the instruction of his spiritual master, Mahaprabhu engaged him in his service. Pratyaha Prabhur Nidraya Jana Prasad Laite Se Divasir Shrama Dekhi Lagile Chapite. So every day after Mahaprabhu was to take rest, he will go and take prasad. But on that day, seeing the fatigue of Lord, he did this massage of Lord Mahaprabhu. Yateha pata nahi yai beke mane maha aparadha hoye prabhura langhane. What is that? There was no way to go. Now here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, there was no way to go. How could he leave? When he thought of crossing over the Lord's body, he considered it a great offense. So you see, very nicely. Esab hoye bhakti shastra sukshma marma chaitanya re kripai jane esab dharma. So all these details are very confidential points of bhakti. How a devotee is very eager to serve the Lord. And only a person who has mercy of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can understand all this dharma. So hopefully you can understand. One more line. Why did Mahaprabhu did all this? Bhakta guna prakashite Prabhu bada rangi esab prakashite kaila eta bhangi. So the Lord is very expert in manifesting the qualities of his devotees, and that's why to manifest all those things he does all these pastimes. Sankshepa kahilu. Now okay, this is done. So now stop the share. So this is how we have understood that a devotee is very eager to do anything which will advance him, help him advance in Krishna consciousness, but not do anything for his sense gratification. Very exalted thing which you learn from here now, Govinda. He may even act exactly like the ignorant person who's too much attached to material activities, but one is engaged in such activities for the satisfaction of his sense gratification, whereas the other is engaged for the satisfaction of Krishna. Another story which comes to my mind is the story of a devotee who made a Ranganath temple. That was quite funny. So he had disciples who were dakait, robbers. So he engaged them in robbing people, actually. And what he will do, because people were not giving donation for temple, so say rob them, and they will bring money, but he himself will remain in a very simple cottage. So people will not doubt. They were thinking, how if he is getting all the money robbed, then he should also become he should live in a very expensive palace kind of thing. No. He was living very simply. So with that money, he made the whole this Sri Ranganath temple. It's the famous story, is it not? What's the name of that? Some Alvar, I don't know the name right now. Not Tirubal Alvar, but some. You don't know the name? Are you from South India? You don't know?
He's not from South India.
Oh, he's the soul. He's not from South India. Okay, I think my Guru Maharaj gave a lecture on the Alvars. One of them is I've never heard the whole thing, but I just remember this point. And you know how Srila Prabhupada took anxiety to make this Krishna Balram temple, Juhu temple. He actually fought to the last with Mr. Nair. As if he was very attached to the land. But you know what? And devotees actually had given the deed, the sale deed to Mr. Nair back. But Prabhupada fought because he said, I promised to Shishi Radha, what is the deity's name? Not Radha Radha Ras Bihari, that I will make a temple for you. You see? So it may appear, oh, why is the sannyasi so attached? Why fighting in a court case and all those things? But a devotee is doing the same things but for the pleasure of the Lord. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is required to show the people how to act and how to engage the results of action for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. This is very important. Just like even householder devotees, if they engage their Lakshmi for Krishna Seva, if they have very beautiful worship going on in their homes, then other people will also learn. If they invite sadhus and serve them nicely, then other people who are also simply absorbed in sense gratification, they will learn, no, I must not live my whatever grahastha life in this way. Is it not? This is very important. I'll just take up some questions. We don't have time for Tirumangai Alvar. Okay, so we shall stop here. Some of the, because we don't have time for we have time, 20 minutes? No, we can't. I'm not sure. There are 20 pages. We will not be able to discuss that. Then we have to rush. And it is little different. We'll do Parayan and then we'll leave you for today. So very important point of reflection that a devotee is very, it may appear very simple, but I tell you the truth. When you chant Hare Krishna, it's not that sense gratificated desires will not come. They will come. Especially things which we have really enjoyed before coming to Krishna consciousness, or enjoyed even after coming to Krishna consciousness. Everybody's addiction is different. Somebody's addiction may be movies and cricket and or whatever. What I don't want to remind you. Maybe somebody gets reminded also. I don't want to remind you. Or prajalpa, very. So whatever it is, we must be eager to give up. This is called Krishna Priti Bhogatyag. Krishna Priti Arthe Bhogatyag. This is Sanskrit. For developing love of Krishna, he is ready to give up all kind of sense gratification he is attached to. This is a very important point for a devotee's life. And we all will be tested moment to moment. You know why I'm saying moment to moment? Because Sanskrit shloka is there, very beautiful. It says, Tan hanis tad mahat chidram Vasudev tan muhurtam yan muhurtam shadam vapi Vasudevana chintayet. That is a very great anomaly, that is a very great fault when for a moment or for a muhurt means for 45 minutes, a person does not remember Vasudeva Krishna. So every time there is a sense gratificatory thought, is it pleasing to Krishna? Just think about it. Leave alone talking something else and doing something else. I'm talking about a sense gratificatory thought which comes. How much I'm eager to kick it away. समझ रहे ना, kick it away? Not invest my intelligence and mind in it. That we must answer ourselves. Because Krishna says, wherever your mind goes, you bring it back to me. Is it not? I'm not discouraging you. I'm just saying, you check yourself. Krishna is testing us. Maya is testing us. Repeatedly, she says the same mental concoction factory, same ideas again and again. Nothing new practically. So we must learn to do that, because that kind of thought process is not pleasing to Krishna. Kuch samajh rahe hain? This is for obviously very serious devotees who want to advance in Krishna consciousness. I was reflecting upon it because so many thoughts come to me also. But then, if I'm giving my energy to those thoughts, does Krishna become pleased by that things? Does Srila Prabhupada become pleased by that? One time, one sannyasi was telling, he was sitting next to Srila Prabhupada, and some very bad thought came in his mind. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada they have potency, they could understand what is going in the mind of other fellows. They become completely, disturbed or whatever, ashamed that I was thinking like this. So every thought, see, just think about it. Every thought of Krishna will make us more, qualified to go back to Godhead. Just every thought of every moment's thought of Krishna also. We have discussed that, is it not? If for a moment also a person brings Krishna's form in his consciousness, Krishna gives him liberation. We have discussed that in one time in Japan of the Japa talks. So I was just thinking, reflecting upon it. A devotee understand. Even we can't understand what kind of returns are going to come from this investment of engaging ourselves in Krishna Seva. कुछ समझ रहे हैं मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? We don't know. We are only experiencing that our life has become very sublime and peaceful. That we are really feeling. But what results will come, what is actually Godhead, we still don't know. But hearing from Shastra, we should keep on investing again and again in Krishna Seva. ठीक है ना? Okay, there are no questions, so we'll do Parayan now.